Living alone as an older adult is a journey of independence, peace, and self discovery. Many people share their thoughts on various platforms and forums about their experiences of living alone in later years, and there is a wealth of wisdom that can help make the experience smoother and more enjoyable. In this video, I will share some of the most important things to avoid when living alone, especially as an older adult. This advice is based on personal experience and the collective knowledge of countless others who have walked this path. I hope it will serve as a reassuring guide to help you avoid some common pitfalls and embrace the beauty of your own company. One of the most common concerns about living alone as you get older is the tendency to become too isolated. It's easy to fall into a routine where days turn into weeks without much interaction beyond the basics. I read so many stories of older adults who, without realizing it, have become disconnected from friends, family, and the community. That's why it's important to make a conscious effort to stay connected, to join social groups, even virtual ones, or to participate in community activities. One woman shared how she started volunteering at a local shelter once a week, which not only gave her a sense of purpose, but also introduced her to new friends. The key is not to wait until loneliness creeps in, but to proactively keep social connections alive. It doesn't have to be every day, but those small, regular moments of connection can make a world of difference. 2. Don't neglect your health. Another thing to avoid is the temptation to slack off on your health routines. When you live alone, there's no one to remind you to take your medications, go to your doctor's appointments, or even go outside for some fresh air and exercise. How easy it was for him to put off little things like going to the doctor, thinking I'll do it next week, until suddenly months had gone by, and he ended up developing more serious health problems because he had ignored his routine care. His advice: set reminders on your phone or write things down in a diary so you don't forget. Establish a routine for things like exercise, whether it's a daily walk or a gentle stretching routine in the morning. Take care of your mental health too. Don't bottle up feelings of anxiety or sadness. Talk to someone or even consider seeing a therapist if you feel it's necessary. Your emotional well-being deserves as much attention as your physical health. 3. Don't ignore safety concerns if you live alone, especially as you get older. Safety becomes more critical. It's common for older people to brush off concerns about home safety, thinking, I've been fine for years. But being proactive about safety can prevent accidents or emergencies down the road. One woman on a senior living forum told the story of how she had a small fall in her kitchen and couldn't reach her phone for hours. This experience taught her to invest in a personal emergency response system. These devices can give you peace of mind knowing that help is just a button away. Similarly, make sure you have good lighting in all areas of your home, especially stairwells, hallways, and bathrooms, to avoid tripping hazards. Installing security cameras or having a trusted neighbor check on you regularly can also help alleviate any concerns. The aim is to feel safe and secure in your own home without becoming overly anxious, and to avoid developing unhealthy habits. Living alone gives you a lot of freedom, but this freedom can sometimes lead to the development of unhealthy habits. It's easy to fall into patterns of overreading, underexercising, or even drinking more than you should when there's no one else around to notice or give you a push. It took her a while to realize that this habit was having a negative impact on her health, both physically and mentally. To break the cycle, she started planning and preparing proper meals, which not only helped her eat better, but also gave her days more structure. Go for a short walk every day, or start a new hobby that keeps you moving. The goal is not perfection, but balance. Be mindful of how you treat your body and care for yourself as you would a dear friend. 5. Don't let your home become a burden. A big house can be a blessing when you have a family, but when you live alone, it can start to feel overwhelming. It can become both physically and mentally draining. One person on a forum shared how, after her children moved out, she spent years trying to keep up with her house and felt guilty about downsizing because of the memories attached to the place, but eventually realized that moving to a smaller, more manageable space not only gave her more freedom, but also allowed her to live more comfortably. You don't have to downsize if you're not ready, but do. Think about how much space you really need and can manage. If staying in your current home is important to you, think about hiring help for tasks like lawn care, cleaning, or repairs. Your home should feel like a sanctuary, not a source of stress. 6. Avoid losing your sense of purpose. One of the hardest things about living alone is the potential loss of purpose, especially after retirement or the loss of a partner. Many people on forums talk about feeling like they're just passing the time, unsure of themselves. They're just passing the time, unsure of how to fill their days. But your life still has incredible value, and there's always something new to learn, do, or give. Consider taking up a hobby you've always wanted to try, whether it's painting, gardening, or learning a new language. Volunteering, as mentioned earlier, can also be a powerful way to regain a sense of purpose. One older man shared how he became a mentor to young people in his community, which gave him a deep sense of satisfaction and connection. The key is to keep exploring. Life is full of possibilities, and just because you live alone doesn't mean you live without purpose. 7. Avoid feeling like you have to do everything yourself. One of the most common traps older adults fall into when living alone is feeling like they have to do everything themselves. It's okay to ask for help. In fact, it's important to do so, whether it's asking a neighbor to help with the grocery shopping, family members to come over for a meal, or a friend to come over to visit. There's no shame in needing a hand. One woman shared how she was reluctant to rely on her adult children at first, but over time she realized that asking for help didn't make her any less independent. It allowed her to live a fuller and less stressful life. There's strength in community. Even if it's just a small circle of people you trust, don't be afraid to reach out. Living alone doesn't mean living without support. 8. Avoid neglecting your home environment. Living alone gives you the freedom to create a space that's all your own, but it's easy to let things pile up or go unattended when no one else is around to notice. Over time, clutter can become not only a source of stress, but also a safety hazard. One woman on a senior living forum said that after her husband died, she slowly stopped caring about the condition of her home. It wasn't until a friend visited and helped her reorganize that she realized how much her environment had affected her mood. Take small, manageable steps to maintain your space. You don't have to do a deep clean or reorganize everything all at once. But keeping your living space tidy and organized helps promote a more peaceful mindset, and it's safer. A clean and organized environment can make a huge difference to how you feel on a day-to-day basis. Point 9. Don't lose track of time when you live alone, especially in retirement. The days can blend together, and it's easy to lose track of time. You may find yourself wondering whether it's Monday or Thursday. This kind of time blurring can lead to feelings of disorientation or even depression. Many people have shared tips on forums about how they keep structure in their lives. One man explained that after retiring, he found that setting up daily and weekly routines was key to giving his day purpose. He schedules regular activities like grocery shopping on certain days, or takes a morning walk at the same time every day. Creating a routine can help ground you. Even something as simple as having a set time to wake up, eat, or do hobbies. Waking up, eating, or pursuing hobbies can help give your days more structure and meaning. Planning your week in advance or writing it down on a calendar can also help, not only preventing aimlessness, but giving you something to look forward to each day. If you enjoy this content, please consider hitting the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our future videos. Thanks, and let's move on. 10. Avoid holding on to things out of sentimentality. Sentimental items can bring comfort and nostalgia. Objects can bring comfort and nostalgia, but holding on to too many things for emotional reasons can also clutter your space and weigh you down. There's a fine balance between cherishing memories and allowing material possessions to overwhelm you. I saw a video of an elderly woman talking about her journey of decluttering after her husband's death. At first, she couldn't let go of any of his belongings, holding on to clothes, tools, and even old papers because each item had sentimental value. But after years, she realized that they were all holding her back. With the help of her children, she carefully went through each item, keeping a few that really mattered and letting go of the rest. The process was emotional, but ultimately it made her home feel lighter and more manageable. She said it was like making room for new memories rather than holding on too tightly to the past. It's okay to let go of things that no longer serve a purpose, even if they once had sentimental value. You can keep a few meaningful items. Perhaps take photos of others and pass on the rest. Decluttering in this way can be a liberating process, helping you to feel more in control of your space and your life. Don't skip emergency preparedness. One of the biggest oversights when living alone, especially as an older adult, is failing to adequately prepare for emergencies, whether it's a power outage, a medical emergency, or a natural disaster. How a sudden snowstorm left him without power for days. Even though he had plenty of food, he hadn't charged his phone or prepared a backup light. He ended up feeling vulnerable and isolated, unable to reach anyone for help. After this experience, he invested in a portable phone charger, an emergency kit, and a few battery-powered lights. Take the time to make a plan for different types of emergencies, and make sure you have a list of emergency contacts that is easily accessible, as well as an emergency kit with essentials such as non-perishable food, water, medicine, and a backup light. If you live in an area prone to extreme weather, make sure you're stocked up on essentials and know the evacuation procedures or safe places in your community. 12. Avoid financial disorganization. Another thing to avoid is neglecting to keep track of your finances as you get older. As you get older, it's easy to let paperwork pile up or lose track of bills and bank accounts, especially if there are fewer people in your life to keep you accountable. Many people on online forums talk about the importance of keeping financial records to avoid stress or financial insecurity in the future. One woman shared her story of how she lost track of several automatic subscriptions and utility payments after her husband died because he had always taken care of the finances. It wasn't until she checked her bank statements months later that she realized she was paying for services she no longer used. She felt overwhelmed, but with the help of a trusted family member, she was able to regain control of her financial situation. Consider creating a simple system for managing your finances. Set up automatic payments for essential bills and check your bank statements regularly. Keep important financial documents organized in one place, and don't hesitate to ask for help when you need it, whether it's from a family member, a trusted friend, or a financial advisor. Staying on top of your finances can be a rewarding experience, full of freedom and self-discovery. But it's important to navigate it wisely and with a mindful approach to your health, safety, and well-being. By avoiding isolation, taking care of your health, addressing safety concerns, and seeking help when needed, you can truly enjoy this chapter of your life. Remember, you are never alone in this experience. There are countless others walking this path, and we all share the ups and downs of living alone. So embrace your independence. Stay connected and live with purpose. This is your time to thrive. Feel free to share your own thoughts and experiences in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to like it and subscribe so you don't miss any of our future videos. Thanks for watching.